The following program has been made possible by the Delgado Fund.
Let's look at movies from an expert's perspective. We're thinking beyond movies. Where's cinema headed? Let's find out. It's On Cinema at the Cinema with me, your host, Tim Heidecker. Hey everybody, welcome to On Cinema at the Cinema. My name is Tim Heidecker, and we are back to review movies and provide expertise and have a lot of fun doing it at the same time. So excited to be back. I'm going to explain what's going on in a moment. First, let me introduce our two guests today. We have with us one of my oldest and best friends, Joe Estevez from Movies and TV. Joe Estevez, Colonel President Jason Davidson from Decker.
Yeah, nice to be back.
And also with me is Greg Turkington from the Victorville Film Archive and an expert of movies and really
Master Codebreaker in the Decker series
as well.
Yeah, worked with Joe on the Decker series quite a bit.
I don't even know where to begin with this. I should just begin at the beginning. First of all, I'm wearing this. Okay, that says a lot, right? Because last week we were kind of, in a lot of ways, standing at the precipice of the end, sort of this black hole that I was about to fall into. And at the end of last week, the taping of last week, and Joe, you know the story, so bear with me. I left here with Max. We drove down to the Best Buy. We returned the VR stuff, got the money back, got about $400 back. Went and had a meal because I was very hungry. I hadn't eaten all day, and you could tell my blood levels, my blood sugar was low. And I drove out onto the 6th Street Bridge, which everybody here knows in LA. It's a bridge that goes over the
It's in a lot of movies.
Yes, it's in a lot of movies. And I pulled over, I got out of the car, and I stepped up, and I really was there at that place where I thought, this is it. I mean, I'm tapped out. I said it last week, I am tapped out. Called Joe, he didn't pick up. Stood there for about 40 minutes. Couldn't believe I was at this place where I was really going to do it. And what was keeping me from doing it? And, you know, I kept moving forward, stepping back. It was very difficult. And then I realized, I said, I got one card to play. Because I knew something. I had some information that the Delgados were working on this case with none other than Mark Dwyer, who I briefly worked with on my defense. Now, Mark and I have issues, and we are not always seeing eye to eye on everything, but I decided to throw all my chips in. I called Mark. I said, Mark, I'm in big trouble. He says, I know. I said, Mark, I'm standing here at the 6th Street Bridge. I'm ready to jump. Now, what good does that do to you and the Delgados? I said, Dwyer, the Delgados are sitting on a gold mine. They have Dakar, they have DKR, they have Decker, they have other properties. They've got On Cinema at the Cinema. They have OCX. And it's not generating a dime for them, especially if I'm down at the bottom of the LA River.
Dakar never generated money for anyone.
Watch it. I said, Mark, I'm giving you an hour to figure this out, or I'm jumping. Either you make a deal with the Delgados that lets me earn for them and do this show the right way so that it can make money and I can do what I do best, which is hosting this show the right way, or I jump. I said, Mark, call me back in an hour. Call me back at 9 o'clock. He says, I'll make some calls. Let me talk to the Delgados. 8:45, nothing. 8:50, no call. 8:56, the phone rings, and it's Mark Dwyer. And he says, you must have an angel looking out for you. And I got chills. I said, what's going on? What's the deal? He says, they're going to give you 30 days to do what you do, and they're going to be watching, right? I said, you saved my life, Mark. I'm going to make the best show possible. We're going to do what we do best. We're going to have guests like Joe Estevez here. Thank you, Joe, for doing the show.
Appreciate it.
We're going to have experts like Greg Turkington here on the show. And we are going to talk about movies, and we're going to give expert advice about what to see, what not to see. Right?
Yeah.
What's going on with that? What are you holding over there?
Yeah, Greg gave me this. You know, it's like the movie titles. You know, the General's Daughter.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it. I don't want it on. I don't want it on the set. Get rid of it. Come on. We're not doing hats on the show. Okay? I told you.
Well,
We're not doing hats on the show. We're here to talk about movies. Do you want to talk about movies?
You didn't say Joe couldn't wear hats.
So, folks, this is my last shot. And I'm honored to be able to do the show to you today. And I thank the Delgados, and I thank Mark Dwyer for giving me this shot. Okay? Now, will you guys, who have been with me through everything, step up to the plate and do what you do best?
Review movies.
Thank you very much. And you are here to save the day because you know everything. I don't know anybody that knows more about movies than him.
No one does.
And this is a movie star.
Well, not star.
And this guy's been in how many movies? 300 movies.
About 300, yeah.
And TV star, too.
Let's review movies.
All right, let's review movies.
Let's do 3 per episode and show the Delgados that we really have something here.
Well, there's one movie today, unfortunately. The Avengers, starring Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Chris Hemsworth, Josh Brolin. The Avengers in this.
James Brolin.
That's right. Thank you very much. The Avengers and their allies must be willing to sacrifice. Sound familiar? All in an attempt to defeat the powerful Thanos before his blitz of devastation and ruin puts an end to the universe. So I love these movies. I love the Marvel movies with the superheroes,
Ant-Man.
Superman, and I love this movie. I think it's one of the best movies of the summer. Will be one of the best movies of the year. And we are so excited to watch The Avengers starring Chris Pratt. And this is a great movie, don't you think, Greg? 5 bags of popcorn from me, and check out The Avengers.
I loved it, but I've always been a little bit, I don't know. I think it was a mistake for Marvel to call it The Avengers when there was already another series called The Avengers with Uma Thurman and this sort of thing. You can't just take somebody else's name. And I think it's confusing to moviegoers. But whatever the reason for walking into the theater, whether it's because they want to see a continuation of the 1998 Avengers with Uma Thurman or because they want to see a superhero movie, they're going to leave happy. This is one of the best action, adventure, superhero movies of all time. It's not Ant-Man, but it's damn close, and I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn, along with maybe an Ant-Man DVD that I would collect some residuals on.
Joe, did you have any thoughts on the Ant-Man movie?
Well, the Ant-Man movie.
The Infinity War?
Well, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Joe, do you like these kind of movies in general, superhero movies?
Well, you know, I'm a little late to the table on that. You know, I think the audience today now the plot line doesn't count as much as the wrecked cars, but you know.
Interesting.
So you don't like the Fast and the Furious series, I bet.
Well, you know, I tell you, in spite of myself, I kind of do.
All right.
You know.
Well, there's good acting in that too, but
good stuff.
that's a good thing where it's all there. It's you've got the cars, you got the acting, you got the writing, you got some CGI, not a lot of it, but some.
Yep.
And that's a great series. And the Fate of the Furious with Scott Eastwood, we talked about a couple episodes back, if you were watching.
All right.
All right. That's all we have time for. Thank you very much for watching. And
we were going to do one of my segments that I had prepared for this episode.
Yes, go ahead.
On Cinema on Location. I think you guys are going to like this one.
Hollywood, California. Every street has a story. And these are but just a few on Cinema on Location.
Hey guys, Greg Turkington with On Cinema at the Cinema. We are at the filming location of the movie Father of the Bride, the popcorn classic starring Steve Martin. This is the very supermarket where the famous hot dog bun scene takes place, where Steve Martin asks the manager, quite irately, why he has to buy a package of 12 hot dog buns when hot dogs are sold in packs of 8. This is where it was filmed. Let's go inside. Well, it looks like the movie made a difference because we see here these hot dog buns are now sold in packages of 8. So if the movie were made today, Steve would have very little to complain about because indeed they do now sell the hot dogs in packages of 8. Back to you, Tim.
Yes. Thank you for that. Interesting, yes. We'll be back
good
next
one.
week, and thanks so much for being here, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah,
Thanks for inviting
really
me.
interesting stuff. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be back.
I thought that was good. That was good. Good.
really
idea.
good. Yeah.
You guys did great.
I'm
Should
sorry,
have done
guys.
more
I gotta-
movies,
I gotta
though.
see more of these movies.
Yeah, you should see some of these
I'm gonna
movies.
get out.
Thanks
Get
very
out a
much.
little bit.
Yeah, let me know.
Terrific work.
I'd love to go
It's
with
good
you.
to see you guys back.
You had a good taste to it.
Get that chemistry going. Delgados.